Hi, I'm here to share more of the joy and wonderment and sometimes the pain of the near-death experience, which I've had more than one. It doesn't matter the number. It happened, and it's been one of the greatest lessons in my life. Recently, it seems that it's coming to the surface more and more that I have like an attraction. It's like people are drawn to me and they share things that are very intimate, very personal. Some of the people I know, but most of the times it's people I have never met. And I'll have an interaction and sharing with them, and they will often reveal or relate things to me that are, I would have to say, hugely personal. And sometimes pain comes up for them, and I have found, and it takes practice, to be still inwardly and listen. Just listen to what they have to say. And when the judgment of the human ego comes running in, I have a visualization of just opening like two big doors on either end of a huge barn, which is my head, and letting the ego thoughts and the thoughts just go through, and mainly listening to the person. It's a healing process, I believe, I know it is for myself and for the others, for people that share this. It seems that there's a transformation that often, they may not say anything outwardly, but there's an inward sense of serenity and peace that comes about from these interactions. I have to say sometimes it sort of, not troubles me, but it is a bit of a concern sometimes, because when least expected, sometimes someone will look at me or come speak to me, or we'll be standing at a bus stop, or they'll be perhaps sitting next to me on the bus or something, and they just start telling me about stuff. And since my experience happened many years ago, there's been this evolving peacefulness and sensitivity. I used to be so sensitive that it frightened me because I didn't know what to do. But as I found a calmness within myself, a serenity, a stillness, that's where I try to return to. Anytime I feel discordant or uncomfortable, or things aren't going well in the environment, I stop and I just listen. And in that calmness, it seems to bring things out. There seems to be the space, there is an apparent space between myself and the other person that seems to open up. It's like a vastness. And as they're sharing this with me, whatever they're wanting to share, and like I say often, it's a personal, very deep, personal, intimate type of pain they seem to have, that when I'm just still, this space between myself and this other individual is there, and what comes up can just go into this deep, this vast space and goes away. It's like when we let go of that which we've held within our being, our fears, our traumas, our sadness, our grief, our anger, shame, all of those things that tend to draw us down into, we'll just call it the sadness of life. They fall into this space, and they just dissolve. The energy, the charge, I call it charge, the energy dissipates. And I know for myself, many things with me, it's been a continuous forgiving process with people who I've had discordant relationships with. I don't forget what happened, but it no longer has the pain or the energy in it. I can remember the time the person did this, or my wife and my best friend ran off and got married and abandoned me, but there's no longer this pain. There's what has arisen as I've let the pain go into this vastness, is a forgiveness and a love that transcends itself, and it continues to grow, because it's not about the human drama. It's not about what they did in the human form. It's about me having the choice to continue to love no matter what. Because I've discovered that love is a gift from God, the divine, the higher power, and it moves through me. It moves through. It flows. And if I'm loving, it doesn't matter who I'm loving, what I'm loving, that's not important. The fact that I'm in that state of letting that move through me, that wonderful things happen. I feel good. I no longer feel the anger or the hurt or the grief. I remember it, but it loses its charge so much more quickly. And it concerns me a little bit sometimes, because the people that often open themselves up to me and share these things are people that I don't know their names, probably never meet them again. But I have had occasions where people have shared with me stuff that very intimate, very personal pain. I think sometimes it really is about the abuse and the mistreatment that they've had as a child. And I myself went through quite a bit of abuse in a very interesting way. Nobody was pounding on me or throwing things or yelling at me. They just weren't there for me. I had a family, mom and dad, and a house to live in, and brothers and sisters, but no one was there for me. They didn't listen, so I had to live this life with a blank instruction book and no one to talk to, no one to ask questions about. The first remembrance of the near-death experience, when I was in the hospital and suddenly found myself traveling out of my body, my awareness was like, but the body was left behind. I didn't know what to make of it. This was in the mid-'60s, and there's no one to talk to about it. It was an inward experience. And I went to a place that was very warm and very loving. That's all I remembered. And so for many years, it was just there, but didn't know what to do about it. And now, as I have met other people who've had this experience, I'm finding that there's a commonality, a common thread, a deep understanding, a sharingness that we have. And from this, it's been revealed to me, I guess, that my mission in life, my purpose in being here, is to just be here, stay here. Stop wanting to be anywhere else. Stop wanting to go back to the light. The light is there, and the light can come here, and it does come here through myself and through many of these people I meet that share their pain with me. I can see that glow on them, coming from them. Hard to describe it, but I can see a softening of their pain. And it's just fascinating how this happens. And some of the people who I know who they are and will see them again, often they the next time I see them, they don't have much to say. Or in one case, I was told that by friends, mutual friends, that I was just too intense. And I thought, well, what's going on? I didn't do anything. It wasn't about me doing something. It was the fact that I was being still, and a person could share and let go of this stuff. And I wasn't running in and directing, correcting, judging, sizing them up, putting them in a box. I was just there, being still. And it was an unusual experience for them. They were so accustomed to someone having an answer or wanting to direct and correct. Now, from my near-death experience, I have found that there's what I call a knowing. It seems that I just know stuff, but I don't know where it comes from. And I think that's why people share with me, because I can understand beneath the words, and something happens that's healing for myself and for them. And it really is not about the words. And it's a fascinating adventure. I'm finding that sometimes I'll go out with a whole bunch of errands to do. It happened recently. And in a short period of maybe an hour and a half, I met 6 people. 3 of them I'd never met before, and had very wonderful conversations and sharing with them. 3 of them were people that I'd known before, and it was like it all connected together. In fact, it was just a couple of days before I came to where I am right now at a retreat. And it told me, this chain of meetings and sharing with these people, that I was at the right place at the right time. And this has been an indicator to me when I meet someone and I have a sharing or have an opportunity to serve them, to help them get on the bus or pick up their stuff that they dropped on the ground. Or in one case, a lady came up to me and needed money. At least that's what she said. And I stopped and I looked at her, and her physical form was pretty uncomfortable and disheveled and confused. But I was able to be still with her. And at some point I said, "Do you feel the stillness?" And she looked at me, and I reached out with my hand and I said, "Feel this." And her whole self shifted. There was a softening. And she just kind of looked at me like a little child will look at you. And she just turned and walked off peacefully. Didn't ask me about any more money or anything else. And I'm finding that this just happens, but it happens because I'm able to be still and let that which is, that which always has been, the divine, to use me as a channel or whatever you like to call it. Just I'm there, I'm present. And I'm just wanting to share this because it's joyous to me. It gives me a feeling of wanting to be here another day, you know. And I say that because often there's days like, I'll never get through this day. But then when I collapse that down to the moment, and then I can say, well, in the moment, I'm not feeling real well. Maybe I need to eat something. Maybe I need to clean up the kitchen. Maybe I need to go for a walk. Maybe I need to make a telephone call to someone who I'm not sure how they're going to react. But when I'm able to do that, then it releases me from being caught in myself, and I can be at peace and grow. There's part of me, there's a whole, I call it my tribe. It's all the inner children within me, all the people that have been, or children or parts of me that have been mistreated and so forth. And sometimes they get very discordant, but when I can speak to them from inside of me, they settle down. And I find that there's peace in it. Every moment of every day can be peaceful. And when I bring myself back to the present moment, that peace is with me. The stillness is with me. I'm never completely still. It's just a continuous journey of being closer and closer. But the closer I get, it seems the more there is to be. So I just I'm happy to share this with you this day. And I feel blessed that I am able to be present here for you, for myself, and for the divine to be with me and with you. Thank you. Bless you. May you be in peace.